your pockets with the dust of the memory that rises from the shoes on my feet. I won't be back here, though we may meet again. I know it's dark outside. Don't be afraid. Every time I ever cried for fear, it's just a mistake that I made. Wash yourself in your tears and build your church on the strength of your faith.
The truth is, I don't know what to believe anymore. Reality itself is barely stable. Anything only exists as itself for a fraction of a moment. I allow the loud voice of language to wash me with its power, and walked like a dog. All traces of true originality are buried in the muffling bustle of this place. I am overwhelmed by the cumulative incorrectness of names. I pick out outliers. I am a waste of time and space. I have dreamt and died and been reborn again. I've been a god and a beggar and everywhere at once impossibly distant from the nowhere I know I belong to. The universe is apathetic. We are not. I am not. I have grown accustomed to leading an automatic life. Meaning and knowledge are not the same thing. Something might strike within you a feeling of familiarity without being something that you know anything about. Venturing forward without knowledge is almost always useless. When such an endeavor is rewarded, it is by luck alone. My kind will be replaced by another. I will be no more. My echo will be swallowed in decades, if not less. Distance is novelty. Novelty shadows death. Proximity, indifference. Indifference is life's reality. Racing technology, the herald of our end. To antidote disinterest, the final legacy. Fast on apology, the coward's refuge. Slow to find resistance, inevitably the self-cannibal. In this locality, burning with pride and power, it's always about conquest, increasingly and irreversibly diluted. The truth is, I don't know what to believe anymore. Year after year, I look in the mirror and know I'm not crazy. Know I'm okay. But that knowledge counts for little in the context of the insane world I live in. There once was an age for love of love, a surrendering to simplicity and all the virtues that the past implores the present and the future to abandon for the sake of self-preservation. I may have sought absolution for a lifetime of progress that blundered forward in fits and starts at best. Whatever the reason, the age of love was beautiful, and not because I learned it had to end. And then there came a time when isolation was the cure, when all I had to be was misinformed, certain in uncertainty, careless in my refusal to ally with quality or even tone. I was formless, and yet aware, even then, that I'd never cared to lead. We were all going to the same place anyway. We leap, we land. In some cases, where ritual is required, we pretend to deliberate like fools with cans of spray paint over a Monet. In the end, as always, we devour our hosts to unlock pitiful and dangerous secrets that allow us to blindly leap once more. One day, we will suffocate inside a beautiful new protein shell. One day, the next limb will be a bit too far away, and we will call on another for help. We will call it friend before we call it master, and finally we will no longer desire to call it or anything else anything at all, ever again. Speak not loudly of this new social capital, a hopeless, frightened tremor of the mother of our ancestors in the green simplicity that was before. Tangled up with sighs, it cannot escape the crushing foot of the ravenous monster we woke. It is crippled, but not without a counterstroke. Its thorns will infect and destroy the beast, if it doesn't destroy itself first. Wet leaves rotting, fingers slow from cold, long travels ahead. Rain this morning. What happened to autumn? People walking quickly. That which was yesterday is not today, and let not that which is today trust to live tomorrow. Small snowflakes drifting, riding on the quiet air, the smell of burning. I had this awful dream last night that my dad had come into your room just ready to be all pissed off about anything. Going around ransacking your dresser, pulling shit off the closet shelves and thrusting them into our faces before dropping them to the floor. Everything he picked up had pictures of naked women on them. He was so upset. You were calm and cool, casually but assertively responding to his questions as you rode out the storm. Suddenly I had this flash of lucidity and realized what was going on, and just snapped. Looking back now, it was you that had the right idea, or at least the idea of you that had the right idea. I gave up on months of work, found myself wrestling with him on the floor, my face inches from his as I smiled and invited him to hit me, all the while watching his trembling, balled-up fist at the end of his arm. "I will fucking," he said through gritted teeth. "I'm gonna fucking..." And then he was grabbing his chest, his neck muscles straining, his head thrown back as he tightly inhaled. "You're grabbing my heart," he screamed. And then he went still.